Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. This is Around the Blockchain. I'm your host, DZ. We come to you Monday through Friday, 5:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I see you, crypto beginner. They're always late. That's why nobody's here. Look, we're a little late putting it up, okay? But, BJ's gone. Frank's filling in. Frank's doing a phenomenal job. But BJ, those are hard red shiny shoes to fill. But it's going to be a great show. We got some great guests. We already got Wendy rolling her eyes, so it's going to be a fantastic episode. We got Tom Crown. He did an emergency stream this morning wearing only a bathrobe, so you definitely want to check that out. Now, we also have Wendy. I want to talk about some of her tweets, but I'm just going to say she did love tweeting about Daddy Gary. So make sure you check out. She has one of the better Twitters in all of CT for sure. Now, Altcoin Daily, I got to bring this up. You had a video yesterday saying I was wrong about XRP. So, definitely it's great views here. I think you're already like 160,000 views on that one. So maybe even like close to 250,000. So good job on that. And coming in, not knowing anything about the topics, but you know what? He's still going to knock it out of the park. We got Mine Your Biz. We got the lighting issues fixed. And it looked like right there he had the largest hands in the world. So we got some great stories. We're going to talk about Bitcoin's pumping. Bitcoin's pumping, everybody. It's a good day. Bitcoin is breaking resistance. We also have a dog coin going parabolic. I know we keep telling you not to love these dog coins. You keep loving the dog coins. So I guess we're going to have to talk about some dog coins. And we have the diamond hands not selling. Insert Arthur meme with the diamond hand there. But before we get into that, let's check out the market watch. It's a great day today. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to front here. We have Bitcoin up 7%. It was flirting with the $55,000 range. It was above there for a long time. Right now, Ethereum, a little bit lagging behind. It's only up 1.5%, not even. BNB slightly down, actually, but they had a pretty good run up recently. Solana down. So it's not spread everywhere, but Bitcoin is up. And Bitcoin goes. Usually everything follows. And it's going to be our second topic. We're going to talk about it. Shiba having an insane day. At one point was up 70%. If we look at some of the losers, it's really not that bad. Avalanche, Ren, no Stimpy. We have Eagle down, Solana, like I said. But yeah, so it's, overall, it looks like a pretty good day. The markets are looking pretty good. Now, Wendy, we do have some losers. And a lot of times when we have Bitcoin has an insane parabolic run, you literally can't find a coin in the red, maybe a stable coin down 0.01%. But we have a couple losers, and we even have, some of the bigger coins, Solana and BNB down. Does that concern you? Does this just seem like maybe a quick flash for Bitcoin and maybe it's going to come down? What's it telling you?
Generally, when we look at Bitcoin, some of the similarities we see is when we pump or we dump, alts will dump, some of them. But when Bitcoin is consolidating or it's going sideways, that is really when altcoins decide to take off. I am not worried about Avalanche. I'm not worried about Solana. I actually hope, I'm looking at the Avalanche chart right now. I hope Avalanche gets underneath $50 because I will buy a significant amount then and then hold. And I would love to see Solana underneath $100 as well. So either way, I'm not pressed. I'm not worried. I have moon bags of a lot of this stuff. I'm ready to go.
All right, so Avalanche buy under 50, Solana a buy under 100. I would definitely agree with that. Solana, if you're really into the NFTs, I would also maybe make a move like a little bit even higher, like 120. You're probably not going to worry too much. It might be down in 2 years, but I would say in 4 years, Solana could possibly hit $1,000. I'll go ahead and say it. I think it could be 1,000 next bull run for sure. What would you say on that, Wendy?
I can see that happening. The interesting thing that we are noticing in the market is we see all these different chains kind of like making their own way. And we didn't see a lot of this happen in 2017, 2018. And they actually have like utility and they actually have like working features, which is amazing. So I like to invest a little bit in each one of these and kind of, of course, like take profit, remove risk, but at the same time, like watch this stuff grow and see which ecosystem is going to be king ecosystem or queen ecosystem.
All right, so if your chain hangs low, Wendy will gobble up the flow, like the hip hop song, right? All right, so we're gonna get right into our first. I swear I didn't set that up or nothing. You gave that one to me. All right, so we're gonna talk about Bitcoin breaking resistance. We had talked about it before. 53 is a very, very important level. We went up to 64, and then the next local top was 53. So what we don't want is a lower high, say, gets rejected at 52. The fact that, we're holding above 53 for the time being, very, very bullish. I mean, it was above 55,000 at one point. It was over $1 trillion. If we look at the market cap right now, currently 1.03 trillion. So we're holding above the $1 trillion market cap. This is really, really good. Now, Tom Crown, I know you're a TA guy. With this, I mean, we're closing the daily in about 3 hours. Assuming we can hold above 53, 53.5 in this 3 hour time frame, is this confirming that the dead cat bounce is over?
Man, we were waiting for that dead cat bounce for so long, but we're finally here. I hope you guys are feeling the energy today. Man, this chart looks awesome. We went from the worst looking chart, I don't know, for 6 months. All of a sudden, out of the blue, we're looking great. So today's close, man, we have so much going on. We're high above weekly resistance. We're high above daily resistance. We've bounced off the 20 weekly moving average, and we're getting actually some wild signals on the chart right now. I'm not seeing really any weakness in this market right now. I think less to do with today's close, maybe this weekly close. I'd like to see it around here. It wouldn't surprise me even to see a trip back to maybe 51.7, back test that weekly resistance, flip it to support. Honestly, everything is lined up. The stars are aligned. This chart is finally looking amazing, and it's got to be painful to not be in.
All right, go ahead, jump in, Wendy. You want to add something?
Only issue I have with the chart right now is just we don't have a whole lot of volume. Yes, we do have volume, it is present, but if you look at the volume bars compared to some of the previous stuff, we just don't have a whole lot of volume. But at the same time, just as long as we can sustain above, the weekly close above like 51, 52, I'm 100% here for it.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing a lot of the bears talk about the lack of volume and saying, be careful, you're about to get wrecked. But a lot of these bears, they're getting liquidated. I know Savvy's still in a short right now. I think he does a lower leverage. He's not getting liquidated to around mid 60s. But I'm sure this number will increase. But we had over $200 million get liquidated. Now I think it will increase. We will see. Over the next 24 hours, more exchanges release those numbers. Now, Altcoin Daily. What message would you have for the bears who were saying, 64 was the top, it's done, pack it up, we're going to 19,000? What message would you have for them? Are you saying, hey, maybe you're still right?
Well, funny enough, did you see that tweet/announcement from PETA today, DZ?
I did not. I don't follow them on Twitter, unfortunately. I guess I might have to change that.
They just made an announcement, this is going around the news, that they are asking the big governments all around the world to ban Bitcoin. So they flat out said it is bad for the world. They are killing bears all over this great nation and this world.
Oh, God.
And they don't like it.
Yeah, okay, that was
There's an onslaught of bears being murdered.
Yeah, I think you can say that. Yeah.
And you know what I say to PETA? All part of the process, baby. Now, what do I say to that message for was 64, was 65 the top? I would say that price, unless you're a trader, then it matters. But if you're an investor, price is a distraction. Meaning that what else are we seeing going up? We're seeing the daily active addresses going up. We're seeing the long-term hodlers going up, hash rate going up. All the fundamental metrics that make up a healthy network continue to go up. So if right now we were seeing price go down and fundamental metrics go up, well, that's a great time to be an investor. If we were seeing price go up and fundamentals go down, then I would say, hey, PETA's probably right. The bears are right. They're going to win in the end. So I'd say price doesn't matter. For me as an investor, the next obvious one is going to be passing 64, 65K, because that's a big psychological all-time high barrier. But if you're an investor, the fundamental metrics are looking bullish.
And we got someone in chat, Rashane, saying we're still in that huge double top range. A double top is, kind of what we're expecting here with what this is looking like, because, this current retesting of new highs eventually, hopefully, that was a long time ago when we were at 64. So for your typical white cough or your typical dead cat bounce, I'm saying this is starting to look invalidated. Now, Mine Your Biz, you're one of our people we go to when it comes to talking about Ethereum. So typically speaking, we saw it in 2017 or early 2018. We saw it 6 months ago. When Bitcoin has a top, almost to the day, a month later, Ethereum will then top out. Now, are you expecting maybe something similar, or are we going to see some crazy Ethereum price action, 29.5 days from now?
That's a phenomenal question. And I think as far as there being some like magic number 29.5 days from today, I don't know if that's the starting line and that's the finish line, right? I think what we're going to see with Ethereum has a lot more to do with, like Altcoin Daily mentioned, when we finally do break through some psychological barriers, and then Ethereum starts to play catch up with whatever Bitcoin has done performance-wise. Now, the network is perfectly strong right now, as mentioned before, also by Altcoin Daily. Hash rate is up; it's all-time high, and this is ironic for a network that's supposed to be moving steadily towards proof of stake and getting rid of miners. But hash rate it continues to grow, and the rewards continue to get really, really high. I've got kind of a visual aid on my screen, and there's nothing else on the side, but visual aid on my screen for the ultrasound.money website. You can see this as an IPFS site as well if you ever want to take a look at this. But right now, Ethereum is not deflationary. So the sort of the narratives that are happening over with Ethereans, right? They're not really coming to fruition. If when the merge happens, it actually does go deflationary, we'll start to see a little bit of that narrative come to fruition. And we'll start to see maybe a bit of a reflection in the price. Maybe. But I really think this is a Hail Mary that's being held on to by the ETH core developers. And where I'm going with all this is just to say that protracted, that nearly 1 month protracted peak for Ethereum that you've seen historically after Bitcoin does its thing. I think that the Ethereum core developers and everybody in the Ethereum ecosystem, they've got a little something, up their sleeve, and they're going to try to pull out that Hail Mary after Bitcoin hits an all-time high to extend the fun, to extend the positive price action for Ethereum maybe a little longer than what we've seen historically.
Okay, so yeah, they're going to try to keep the party going. Someone in chat was wondering, is MYB streaming from space? Yeah, he's on the new space station. If you saw the thing, the actors are shooting the first scene there, so that's where he's at. You can catch him in a new blockbusters next summer. So looking forward to it. We'll definitely help you push it. Now I'm gonna bring it to you, Tom. So we have the daily actives. They're starting to go up. But when it comes down to it, people are going to be in a certain level of profit, right? We have a big path of, I think, 50 to 55. This is where people bought at. But as we reach, new all-time highs, these people that bought, above 55, 55 all the way to the mid-60s, when we hit price discovery zone, are people just going to look to take their profits and run? Or do you think that, the euphoria will kick in and they're going to, holding on, diamond hands? I mean, what narrative do you think is going to play out as we push upwards?
This actually goes back to what we were saying about volume earlier. Wendy pointed out low volume, and I'd agree. The volume, not really impressive here. I think that maybe that speaks to this question. Are people looking to jump back out? We talked about this on stream today, and honestly, the way I see it is, I think these last 6 months have been painful enough, have been boring enough. I think most of the hands that were gonna sell are out. I think bears are sitting coinless. I don't think they're waiting for 65 to jump out, because to be honest, if you're selling at 65, it almost doesn't make sense, because Bitcoin's never ended a bull run in a double top. Why would you get back out there? You would have assumed, if you're bearish, that we were going lower. I don't think there's going to be as much selling pressure here as people would assume.
Okay. All right. Well, full disclosure, I'm not heavily invested in Bitcoin, so I personally can't speak. But now, Wendy, you're always helping, out the babes, as you like to call them. For the noob that is newer to crypto, maybe did buy the top, what advice would you give them if they want to sell the second they break even? What advice would you give them?
Rip.
The best advice I can give, or actually commentary on selling to break even, is before you do that, make sure you're not feeling emotional. Make sure you have written either a trading plan or an investing plan, and write all of these things down. Maybe take a step back if you start to get emotional, and then kind of reanalyze. And the reason why you want to do that is just because you break even, it might not be a good time to sell at all. And you might be kicking yourself later. And that's where the moonbag strategy comes into place, where you remove your initial investment and you take your profit. So it kind of depends what you want to do. And at the same time, if you need to sell to break even, that's fine too. But make sure you have written down a plan and you understand fully what you're doing before you just get very emotional and just decide to sell or to hold.
Yeah, last time I let emotions really dictate my course of action, I sold a lot of crypto in January 2020 before it dumped, and I sold in profit. And I've traveled and before, I knew everything was going to get, a little bit more stringent. And so I traveled and, traveled the country. But yeah, I did it out of fear. And I certainly wish I hadn't took that trip to Disney World, just personally speaking. Now, Altcoin Daily, I'm sure, you've been in the space for a while. Was the last time you had emotions dictate, maybe a trade, and how did that play out?
I am dead on the inside. I'm emotionless.
Okay.
Thank you, crypto. And I just want to point out, guys, I really love when Altcoin Daily is on this channel. I love Around the Blockchain. I love this discussion. And DZ, the one thing that we can do to support you is hit the like button. Right now, we're close to 800. If we can get over 1,000, I know DZ would go to sleep tonight, a little smile, and have the best night's sleep of his entire life.
Yeah, I'll be curled up like a cat at the end of the bed, just, grinning ear to ear for sure. So thank you for that.
And to answer your question, I guess, FOMO affects us all. Even if you've been in the space for such a long time, the easiest thing you can do is a dollar cost average. So you're really not thinking about price, just little by little over time, or just buy the dips. That way you don't think about it. But there's been plenty of times for me where, you're waiting for it to go a little lower and then starts pumping higher, and then you FOMO in, and then, oh, what if a quicker, bigger dip comes later? So FOMO affects us all, and I can't name a specific time, but definitely as price starts to climb high, I should be wanting to buy, and I do buy when price is low. But as price climbs higher, it's just more fun to buy.
Yeah, and I can't remember who said this, maybe Elio, but you'll always regret panic selling. So I've never panic sold and then be like, oh yeah, that was smart. I mean, maybe like the day Bitcoin dumped hard, I panic sold some alts, and yeah, that ended up being right. But typically speaking, you will regret it. All right, well, let's get to our second topic here. We're going to talk about the dog coin. Shiba Army, are you in the chat? Let us know. Hit us. Let me say with real excitement. Shiba Army, if you're in the chat, let us know, because we love it. We love it so much. So please let us know if you like some Doge. Maybe more Doge fans in the chat. Let us know. And we're at 1.2 thousand likes. Let's get up to 1,500. If you like your dog coins, pump it up, and then that way we can know. So it surged. We were looking at the chart. At one point, it was up 70% on the 24-hour chart. Shiba Inu, it's popping hard. A lot of people are, wondering why. There's a lot of rumors out there, but we'll get into it in a second. But now, Mine Your Biz, how long can we expect these meme coins to onboard new users through like Robinhood and Coinbase? Is this something that's just forever going to be a narrative in crypto, or is this maybe going to last one more cycle?
Well, let me start off by getting the appropriate attire on. Since I've got my outer space cam, let's go ahead and switch to potato vision. There we go.
Okay, there
that ought
we
to
go.
fix some of the problems. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about this. Actually, that's a little bit distracting. Hold on. Potato vision was at the lower potato vision. Lower the potato shields.
Okay, there you go. You're cozy under a blanket.
They're still there. It's my comfort zone. Potatoes.
Is it your weighted blanket?
Zone. Yeah, you need this in outer space, right? That's the thing. Potatoes taste the same no matter where you are in the known universe. It's a standby. But as far as onboarding new users, I mean, yes, memes never die. Look what Doge did at one point, and I know I'm not talking about the same thing, right? But we'll get back around to this. But in terms of mining fundamentals, being a work project, had as few as I think around 12 full nodes supporting network at its all-time low. In terms of blockchain fundamentals, Dogecoin was this close to death's door on a couple of occasions. So there were some serious issues with Dogecoin, even to the point that it found a revival and then kind of went parabolic more recently and onboarded all these people. And then Robinhood did its thing and, had the interference and all the other stuff. Where I'm going with that is just to say memes survive. Where fundamentals fail, memes survive. And they have some staying power that you do well to really respect. The moment you stop respecting what people can do on Reddit and the way they, like, for example, getting swatted or doxxed is a very real thing, right? The power of Reddit and the power of these platforms where people are out in force trying to make memes a language and trying to make them culturally meaningful, it's kind of to be reckoned with. And if you believe some of the people who politically said that in 2016 an election went to some of these people, then you probably need to respect the fact that, yeah, we're not going to see the end of meme coin onboarding and the phenomenon now Sheeb and now whatever, right? Things going to happen. Now, this particular coin, does it have staying power? Continue past like whatever, it's $12 billion market cap. I'm not seeing it, but here's the thing. Who saw it coming in the first place? I don't know, but I definitely respect it now, but my doubts.
Yeah,
You're saying sell.
Respect
You're
the
saying
power
sell.
of the meme coins for sure. Yeah. Now, I mean, yeah,
it's literally nice. Yes, a sell.
Yeah, so we're looking at the chart here, or looking at the Shiba price. Now, there's a lot of zeros, but a lot of people say, oh, there's a lot of zeros. It's super cheap. You know how much I can get for $1? It's a good thing. Now, Tom Crown, what can we say to, so there's a meme. It's going to hit a penny. After a penny, it'll be a dime. After a dime, it'll be $1. Now, there's a lot of zeros. If I mean, we can probably share the screen real quick. What do you say to disillusion people that, look, this can't just exactly 500x, overnight, because 5x, that's a 1, 50x, and then 500x before we get 1 penny. So what do you say to disillusion these people? Do you just tell them, like, do you try to educate them about market cap? What do you say to pop their hopium balloon?
We try. You have to look at the market cap. That's totally correct. Shiba has a quadrillion coins. At a penny, that would be, I did the math yesterday. Now I'm on the spot. I don't know, 100
like
trillion.
10. It's like 10
numbers
10
that
trillion,
maybe aren't in the recent time frame possibility or kind of reality realm. I think 1 penny for Shiba, guys, if you're waiting for 1 penny on Shiba, you're going to be waiting a long time. But that doesn't mean it can't increase. It doesn't mean it can't return to its all-time high. It's looking very likely right now. It's really broken through any resistance it had. They're not really that much. I think it's searching for a retest of that all-time high, but a penny, guys, it's not as easy as it just has to be worth a penny. You can remove those zeros. You can say Shiba's 0.00002 or whatever, but you can just remove those zeros and think of it as, I don't know, Shiba's at 2,464. The fraction of $1 really deceives at least new people, especially, and really the struggle is to get people to understand math. That's not an easy fight. Honestly, you look for 1/100th of a penny. That would be a great target. That'd be a great target.
Yeah, if you want to understand math, I mean, Benjamin Cowan, probably the best mathematician in trading crypto and looking at crypto. So, I mean, check him out if you want to learn about algorithms and everything. But yeah, we're trying to communicate to these people. Yeah, there is sometimes a little bit of a barrier in the education here. Now, it jumped up a whole bunch. It jumped around 30% with the Coinbase listing. There's Robinhood rumors. There's a big wallet purchase. A lot of people are saying Robinhood, this is Robinhood's wallet. I don't think Robinhood has came out and confirmed it. The rumor mill is just actively pretending like this is real. Perhaps that's, the pump that we're seeing here. Now, Altcoin Daily, a lot of people were expecting, Coinbase to list more legitimate projects. But why do you think Coinbase would go with, Shiba over a quote unquote legitimate project first?
I think Coinbase is in the business of making money, and they are going to, and any business would, appeal to their consumer. What the people say they want, as long as it meets a certain amount of checkboxes, Coinbase will list. And in a free market, I support that. They can do whatever they want, and they can delist whatever they want to. I would say to the people wondering, whoa, Shiba seems to have something. We're seeing this huge pump. Maybe should I buy? I would say, give me a reason why you might want to buy. Because that's, we always have to be asking ourselves, is it going to kill it in the dApp platform, DeFi space, the NFT space, as a currency? No, but it is a cute meme. So I'd be very careful that if you're buying it, you would only be buying it for the potential pump and dump, and not in a bad way, but just, trader antics. Maybe it'll get listed on Coinbase. I think Kraken truly is like the only other exchange that hasn't listed Shiba. To me, it doesn't have that much upside unless you get an Elon Musk type figure that suddenly falls in love with the second cutest meme in the crypto space. So I just be very careful for those people out there. But it's cool to see. It's cool to see that this is a bull market. This is the type of stuff that happens in a bull market. And I love a cute meme as much as the next guy.
All right. Well, let's share the screen real quick here. Now, Wendy, I want to ask you this. So let's just say it was Robinhood, and Robinhood is going to announce a listing, let's say 2 days from now. If it happens 2 days from now, I'm gonna pretend like I knew it was happening. But let's just say theoretically Robinhood is going to list it. Now, is there any room to the upside, or is this all baked in? I mean, what would you expect percentage-wise if Robinhood were to announce that, hey, we're listing sheep now?
To be honest with you, I am not going to expect anything percentage-wise when it comes to a meme coin, and that's no disrespect to the community. And the reason why is once word gets out and once these things get viral, people get excited. The price of the coin is actually so affordable for a lot of people. So what most folks will do is they'll like dump money into this stuff and they'll expect it to go up. We saw this happen with Dogecoin. I bought Dogecoin at like 45 to 60 Satoshis. And I did really well in it. And that's okay. It's totally okay to do that. But I wouldn't anticipate a specific price target or percentage gain. And the reason why is this stuff can go completely parabolic, which Shiba has done that already. It's already gone parabolic, or it can completely dump. And we saw a lot of this happen when Bitcoin peaked off at about $65,000. And we were in, I want to say, like a 3 month consolidation range between 45 and 65K Bitcoin. And once Bitcoin dumped, it took everything down with it. If y'all want to invest in SHIB, go ahead. What I do recommend is that you're adamantly taking profits on the way up and you keep a moon bag. That way you have no risk. And if this thing ends up dumping and if this news does not play out, just like when Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live and everybody anticipated Dogecoin going to $1, you have still made money and you have no risk and you can just kind of vibe and have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, it's a meme coin. It's here to make people money. It's here to have fun. But at the same time, there are risks associated. So don't get too emotional when it comes to these meme coins and this stuff.
Yeah, that Elon was a perfect example of buy the rumor, sell the news. I sold Thursday because, I would just trade it. I'm not a big believer in Doge, but yeah, I predicted Thursday's the top. Friday, people will start selling, and then Saturday, of course, is just going to keep on dumping. And sure enough, now we had a $20 super chat, Patrick. Check out Boss Token, new meme token. I say there's two strategies with meme tokens. You either put, a very small amount into 12 of them, 20 of them. You only need one to really take off, and it'll definitely take care of the 9 losses or 19 losses. Or you just kind of wait for what is the next big meme thing and get in and get out. Definitely have your exit strategy. Don't be afraid to wait for, a multiple $100 million market cap, because history has proven these things can reach the billions and tens of billions. But yeah, if you just want to speculate on what the next one is, do 10 of them, do 20 of them, do smaller amounts, and then maybe with that strategy, you might be okay. That's just my 2 cents. All right, well, let's get to the third topic here. Diamond hands not selling. They're not selling. They're not selling their Bitcoin. Maybe not even selling their Doge. So they reached a new all-time high here. We have another chart right here, long-term holders versus the short-term holders. And you see that we have actually reached a brand new high. We're touching the high right here. The blue line is the long-term holders. I think the orange line is the short-term holders. So, obviously these charts are going to go inversely to each other, but the long-term holders, these are the whales. They're 81% of the sovereign supply. So 4 out of 5 Bitcoin are long-term holders. Sovereign supply is non-exchanges. So all the coins not on exchanges. So I want to bring this up because this is a good point. We're talking about it with, these coins under a penny. Now, Altcoin Daily, a lot of people, they have this narrative that it's too late. It's too late to invest in Bitcoin. The ship has sailed. It's so expensive. It's too late. Now, what would you say to people who would say, hey, what's the next coin? Bitcoin. I'm too late to Bitcoin. What would you say to them?
I would say understand why you're investing in something. And it's crazy because I was just having this conversation with somebody last night. Aaron and I, we have a film in the NoHo Cinefest up in North Hollywood, 5 p.m. tonight. Anybody in North Hollywood, 5 p.m. tonight. But we've been there all week. But I would say,
called, what is this place called again?
Lemley at North Hollywood.
Okay. Lindley at
the Lemley Theater.
North Hollywood. Okay. You threw me off with the acronym. Okay.
I hope to see everybody there if you're in the area. But I would say understand why Bitcoin has value. Because I think the people that are saying, hey, it's too expensive, I missed the boat on this one, are thinking, okay, well, Bitcoin was the MySpace, it's slower, it's the OG. But Bitcoin has value, as we all know, because it is the most censorship resistant, it's the most decentralized, is going for digital gold. Its use case is hodling. The use case is store value. And then hopefully over time, we can build on that. It might become a currency. I think it will, but that's years away in the evolution of money. Everything starts off as a collectible, in Bitcoin's case, digital collectible, and store value, then eventually means of payment. Now, it doesn't mean that money can't be made in other coins. They're going for other use cases. And Ethereum, for example, you have to transact. So you have to use it to have the dApps. So scalability and transactions are much more of a factor. But I would look you in the eye if we were talking at the NoHo Cinefest tonight, and you said, "Hey, Bitcoin's too expensive." I would say you're not going to get rich with Bitcoin. In that sense, it absolutely is a little late. But Bitcoin is the savings account. Bitcoin has the most upside with the least amount of risk. So I would say definitely have your moon bag. Definitely, take time and learn about the space. But Bitcoin will be here 10 years from now, in my opinion. The last Bitcoin won't be mined for over 100 years. So Bitcoin is the savings account. $5 out of every 10 for me, put into Bitcoin. That's your long-term hold. And then speculate, be an investor on the rest of the space.
All right. And speaking of long-term, now, Tom, if you swim with the whales, over the past 4 years especially, you're doing phenomenal. But if you just copy the short-term holders, you're probably down like 80%, So what do we say to a short-term holder, a new buyer of Bitcoin? What do we say to turn them into long-term holders?
I think that's something everyone really just discovers for themselves over time. I've battled with that, tried to figure out the best way to convey it to people. You just gotta go through the trials, I guess. This is really, though, is it too late? It's too expensive. That's the opposite side of what we were just saying about Shiba. It's really the same mathematical error. You're saying, oh, this number's too high, I can't buy a Bitcoin. There's no intrinsic value of one Bitcoin, versus 0.999. Doesn't make any difference. And to speak on the too late thing, every single person, myself included, who's invested in Bitcoin when they started said that exact same thing. That's what I would say to them. That's what I said. That's what everyone in this room said. We all thought we were too late. Nobody gets to enter and price be higher already. That's really the only scenario where you feel like it's not too late. I certainly did. I'm sure everyone else can relate. Bitcoin, there's no such thing as too late. It's just a queue, like a line. Everyone has to start at the end, and you slowly work your way up as all these paper hands fold. Oh, by the way, diamond hands, that's a topic right here, buddy. DZ, I got 2 of the most diamond in the world.
All right.
That was a treat.
Watch out, baby, from was it Young Money? We got a new blinged out champion here. No, I thought the same, and I was surfing 4chan like a troll way back in the day. I remember seeing it in the tens of dollars, under 100, and thinking, oh, these people got it for a penny. I'm too late. And look what history did there. So now, Mine Your Biz, you're probably more familiar with selling crypto than the rest of us here, with a mining operation. You sometimes will sell. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. You sometimes sell to cover electricity, or, you're following the dips and the peaks a little more closely than the average investor. So, the Michael Saylors, the perma bulls, they would say, always be accumulating, never sell your Bitcoin. It's granite on Manhattan Island, they'll say never sell. So what would you say? Like, would you agree with that strategy? What about when we hit all-time highs?
Well, it's a phenomenal question. And if I may, I'd like to just quickly jump back and share. I do have a gem to share before I answer that question. And it's relevant to the last topic, but specifically, I found something that is in the dog family that people are going to really love. And no, this is not my browser with the front end edited. This is literally on CoinGecko today. So guys, look for it. Go all in. Those 2 things I can promise you will.
There's going to be like 100 people buy that now, right?
Yeah.
If it just goes to $1 though, we're all rich.
It just has to be a penny.
Yeah. Frankly, it just has to go to 1 Satoshi. It's still a sub-Satoshi coin. If we're being
this is the thing, you guys, is that we keep printing money. So it's like we have all these monies and these stimulus checks, and like the money printer goes brr, brr, and then like number goes up with all this stuff. And it's like basic mathematical science stuff.
Yeah, science.
Dude, crypto is a math test. It's a math test. It's the infinite versus the finite. Where, what is that mathematical equation? Infinity? I don't know. Nothing.
And
All right,
like
well,
there's
intangible,
no top.
intangible,
That's absolutely right.
and like
So
the
on,
things of the thing.
Yeah. On that note, so it being a math test, miners at this point, miners have the same tools that everybody else does, right? So if you have a business account, if you are doing your accounting and treating your investing like a business, if you're treating all of your crypto like a business, the way that miners also treat it like a dollar cost average subsidy, and they have inventory that they can then rotate and that they can sell as needed, right? The other sides of running a business in the real world that we're used to doing. At this point, they've also got access to leverage. They've also got access to lending. They've also got access to capital because they have more assets instead of just the digital assets. So there's this new breed of miner, at least at scale, that is using some of these strategies, like what Michael Saylor's talking about, right? When you've got especially Bitcoin mining going at scale, that's something that a lot of lenders are starting to really understand, right? So it's not even so much about the miners themselves, but lenders have finally become more comfortable with it, right? And there are programs and products, rather, for people who hold large amounts of Bitcoin. And so miners have access to that too. Now, there's probably at this point, we're at an all-time low for miners selling specifically their Bitcoin, and in some cases their Ethereum as well. So yeah, like I did take a little bit of exception when you said, hey, you got more practice selling than everybody else here. No, the hands are made of more than lettuce. So yeah, the miners have the opportunity to borrow against their crypto holdings as well, and the smart miners are doing just that, right? So
Okay.
yeah, there's no need to sell if you can borrow, not create a taxable event, right? A tax liability for yourself. So all the stuff that smart investors are doing, well, miners are catching up on the financial side. Now,
Yeah.
as far as acquiring crypto at very low cost or with extreme subsidies, the question is, can everybody else catch up to miners?
Yeah, and two quick points. I do often throw the guests under the bus. That wasn't one of those times. And you raise a good point. Right now, Ethereum miners they really aren't selling, nor are the Bitcoin miners. So, as I said, it's very important. You want to swim with the whales, or you're going to get eaten up like a guppy. And so that is why I know sometimes it's on-chain stuff and this technical stuff. It could seem a little bit dry, maybe even a little bit boring, but we are trying to educate you. We want you to be able to stack sats. That's at the end of the day, we're just trying to communicate to you so you don't lose your Bitcoin to these big, large players, international banks, sovereign, even nation states at this point. So that's why we're just trying to stress this somewhat dry information. But that is all we got time for today. It was a great episode. It looks like Altcoin Daily, you won, leading up into your no-ho show at 5. Though
6
correct?
p.m. 6 p.m.
6 p.m. All right. So you got the final word here. Go ahead, plug your thing, man.
Number one is Altcoin Daily, the YouTube channel, is about to drop a bombshell of a video in about 2.5 hours. There was a certain comedian that was, putting out content in late 2018 that was convincing you and me not to buy Bitcoin at 6,500. He was calling you an idiot. This is a famous comedian. Altcoin Daily will not stand for that. We are taking him down or just bringing it up. I'm sure he's a good guy in our upcoming video. Number two, we'll see a no-ho tonight at 6 p.m. if you're in the area. It's not really going to be a crypto meetup, so I'm not going to have as much time to chill and hang. But if you like supporting independent theater, and 3, BitBoy, wherever you are, we miss you, man.
He's doing donuts in the Lambo right now as we speak. So that is all we got time for today. We will be back tomorrow. I'll be hosting, and in the meantime, hold on to your Bitcoin. That's all we got time for today, BitSquad. I don't know what just happened. BZ out.